Yes, welcome, my friends. This is Gio here once again. Today, I want to talk to you about the book which I most recently reviewed, which is The FBI Way by Frank Figliuzzi. Frank is the former counterintelligence head of the FBI, and he's also a former assistant director of the agency, which is pretty much the number two position there. He's a guy with incredible credentials and very well respected, not only inside the FBI, but in the outside world as well. So he's a guy who I really look up to, and I was really interested to see what he had to say about FBI culture and what the secret is and how they've been able to maintain such high standards and credibility throughout decades, which is precisely what he talks about in the book. He talks about the main core principles that make up what he calls the FBI way. And these core principles are what he calls the 7 C's, which I want to share with you briefly. And then I want to talk about one particular C, which I think has a lot of very practical advice. So the first C is code, as in code of conduct. He also talks about conservancy. He talks about having clarity. He also talks about having consequences. He talks about compassion, and the sixth and seventh C's are credibility and consistency. In my opinion, credibility is the most important to the agency, only because everything that they do and all the decisions that they make revolve around preserving the trust of the people and the credibility. So I think credibility for them is extremely important, but the last one of the C's is the one that caught my attention the most. So I want to briefly touch on it. So consistency. He talks about consistency at an organizational level and at a personal level. What he means at the organizational level is having a system, as in a code of conduct or mission, that's steadily and consistently applied, and then having consequences if an employee or someone in the organization violates these rules. At the personal level, what he means is having a personal system. And I want to share an excerpt with you from the book when he talks about this particular system. He goes, "I'm talking about developing a system in your life, your work, or your studies, and sticking with it if it works, or tweaking it if it doesn't. A consistent system, not just winging it." And then he goes on to talk about how consistency is not rigidity, which I totally agree on. Many people think that when we talk about consistency, it means having a lot of constraints and limits. And Frank says that it is not the case. Consistency and having a consistent system still means that you have to keep an open mind and being able to tweak your system if it's not working, but always be applying that system, which is very closely related to having discipline in your life. So if you're more interested in learning about the rest of the C's, the 6 C's, then go to my blog, Redevelop. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you like it. Let me know if you don't. I'll be talking to you very soon.